Today's topic is I am not an entrepreneur. I am an athlete. And what I mean by that, and the reason I wanted to bring this all up, is for the longest time now, I've been feeling this sort of or I've always felt this pressure with jump rope dudes. Like, okay, we created this idea, it started to work. Let's make a business, and let's make it as big as possible. Let's make it like a 50 or $100 million business. I want to be doing worldwide meetups with hundreds of people. Have all different sections of jump rope dudes, have a bunch of employees and stuff like that. And I think when we first started, that was kind of the goal. Like, let's make this jump rope fitness thing as big as we possibly can. And as the years have gone on, I've just realized, like, dude, I'm not interested in that at all. Now, look, I'm not trying to be all virtuous. Like, of course, I want to make as much money as possible doing this because I love this. Like, this is what I love to do. Making my living making YouTube videos about jumping rope. I couldn't imagine having any other job. Like, I love doing this. So my goal is to still have a successful business. But what I think I've realized is I get so much more enjoyment out of just like being the jump rope dude and just working out all the time and then documenting my experiences. I get way more fulfillment from that than being like, oh, I started this business called Jump Rope Dudes, grew it to 300 employees, $50 million in revenue, and now I'm like well known around the world and well respected. I used to care about those things more when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, I just don't even care about that, and my whole life has shifted to being an athlete. Like, I love using jump rope to make me a better athlete, and that is something that so surfing is like the new big goal and thing that I've started to focus a lot of my time on. But I've started to bring it up more with jump rope dudes because I love talking about how jump rope can make you a better athlete for whatever sport that you do. So within the world of jump rope, some people do tricks, some people do competitions, some people do fitness. There's many different sections of or niches within jump rope that people have interest in. And for me, it's always been, I love jump rope because I think it just makes you a badass athlete. And I think that incorporating jump rope fitness into your routine can make you better at any sport. So if you're a boxer, tennis player, surfer, skateboarder, football player, basketball player, whatever it is, I think that you should be incorporating jump rope into your health and fitness. So for me, my real goal with the channel is just to continue being this jump rope dude who evangelizes to other people, not just about weight loss, but dude, yeah, jump rope can make you feel good and have a great body, but also it can aid you in just becoming better at whatever sport you want. And that's just something, I don't know, it just feels deep down inside like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So I wanted to make this video because sometimes I've felt a little bit of guilt, around oh, why am I not growing the team more? Why am I not, having air conditioning? Sorry, I had to turn the air conditioner off. So where were we? I think when I started Jump Rope Dudes, I just felt more of a sense of I have this business and I'm a business person. And I think a lot of that comes from, or I felt the need when I started Jump Rope Dudes to grow it into this huge business and be seen, by my peers and stuff as successful. And I think this kind of comes from an insecurity of before I started Jump Rope Dudes, I had a corporate job and was working for a software company. I was making really good money, and I had sort of climbed the ladder in New York City, and I wanted to kind of prove to people I can make even more money, starting my own business and having this, independent lifestyle and all that. And so I think I've always just enjoyed, obviously jumping rope helped me lose a bunch of weight. So I am very passionate about it, but I was also passionate about being respected by people for having this successful business and successful YouTube channel. And I've realized that that's not that never really brought me any sort of happiness. And the thing that has always made me the happiest is just pushing myself to my absolute limits and then sharing that with people so that maybe they can look at that and be like, hell yeah, like I'm going to go for it too. Because I've always been someone who's kind of like, dude, if you're going to be alive, like dude, just follow your dream. Like all that silly stuff that people, follow your dream, quit your job. I'm like 100% on that tip. I fully believe in, I just believe like, dude, if you're going to be alive, like why wouldn't you just take the biggest risks and like go go to the max, and if you fail then you'll figure it out or something. But it always really scared me to not take the leap, which is really, I mean, dude, it's why I quit a comfortable job to start a jump rope YouTube channel, which, at the time I had no idea that it was going to work, but I just had a bunch of confidence and blind faith, that it, not because I thought it was going to work, it's just what I wanted to do. And so I was okay with making that leap. But now I've sort of found myself the past couple years in this place where I feel like I've lost interest in having a successful business, but I have not lost interest in jump rope dudes and being a jump rope dude and helping people lose weight through documenting my experience. Like having the YouTube channel has always been my favorite thing. And I feel like I just kind of wanted to make this video to let you guys know that I just want to continue to lean into that even more, and that I just don't feel as guilty anymore about, I think it's so common in today's world that like when you start a business that people are like, oh, well, you just want to grow, and you want to, you need to hire employees, you need to expand, you need to do all this. And I think that I hit a certain level where I was like, I actually don't like working. Like I don't like sitting at my computer and answering emails, and I don't like, I would hate having 50 employees, or even like we have like 6 or 7 employees. If I had 20 employees, like I would go crazy. Because that's the actual running of the business is not what interests me. The thing that really lights me up inside is making videos and sharing my experience. And like I said, pushing my body to its absolute limits and doing things that I didn't think I was capable of. So, in addition to that, I do feel like I got really lucky. Here's another thing. I used to feel really guilty about like the fact that I have a YouTube channel and this is how I make my income. Because sometimes people will comment and be like, "Well, it's easy to stay lean if all you do is work out for a living, blah blah blah." And I used to be kind of like, "Well, how do I relate this to people who have like a 9 to 5 and a family and all that?" And lately, I've been more like just feeling grateful that, or feeling lucky that I am at this position where I have all this free time and I can choose to spend most of my time working out. And like not, I feel like I used to kind of hide that from you guys, or I used to be like, someone would be like, "Hey, how's your, how's life going?" I'd be like, "Oh, work's really hard. I've been working really hard. I've been grinding." And like, dude, no, I'm not. Like I'm not grinding. Like, to tell you the truth, I don't even sit down at my computer and do that much work feels so good to admit that. Like, I spend most of my time outside surfing, jumping ropes, skateboarding, walking, doing push-ups, doing pull-ups, moving my body, like trying to find a cool, cheap place to get some fruit or something. Like, I just feel so lucky that that is what life I've created for myself. Like, and I feel like I'm making this video because I do want to openly embrace that more and be like, yeah, dude, I am just like this bum who just like loves to work out and share his experience. And I spend all my time, driving up and down the middle of nowhere in different countries to go find waves to surf, and remote areas, or in a city, like places to jump rope. Like over the weekend, I spent a couple hours just driving around the city of Los Angeles, scoping out different places that I could shoot jump rope content, and just by myself. And that is what makes me so happy, dude. Like I love having that life where I can independently just go around, and I almost feel like like an author of a book or someone writing a movie. Like I get, but it's all like controlled by me. Like no one else is involved in the production. Like I'm specifically just going to places to try to find, things that I can shoot that will hopefully help people, get motivated to get more fit, jump rope, things like that. So, I what I don't mean, I didn't make this video, or sorry, this video doesn't mean like anything's going on with jump rope dudes. Like the business is fine and it's been fine for a while. I just more wanted to admit that I think it's very popular in today's world to be like, we always have to be like talking about, oh, I'm in grad school, but I'm going to get my doctorate, or I'm going to be, oh, what do you do for work? Well, I'm a manager of this or that. Like we have this thing where we always want to like tell and show people, what we're doing, so that we seem like accepted in today's society. Like if someone says to you, I work at McDonald's, we just kind of live in a culture that people are like, oh, like he works at McDonald's. Or even when I tell people like, they're like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, oh, I jump rope. They're like, oh, okay, like next conversation. It's like, it's a weird thing to say. And I sort of want to lean into that even more and be like, yeah, I really am. Like when people are like, what do you do for work? I feel like I want to lean into more of that, like, oh yeah, I just like drive around cities and I jump rope and then I go surfing, and that's what I do to make a living. And I'm kind of rambling now, but I guess the main point of this video is I feel one super lucky to be in this position to have created this life for myself that I can move my body and chase after my athletic dreams and document that process and get paid for it. And two, I also feel this like burning desire to like push that even further, dude. Like, to make my whole life about, you know, getting better at surfing and being a better swimmer and being able to hold my breath longer and doing more intense jump rope workouts so I can become a better athlete to, again, be a better swimmer and be a better person in the water, or just be a better athlete as I get older. I think one thing that has always been really motivating to me is to show people like, dude, you don't have to turn 40 years old or 50 years old or 60 years old and now you're old and you can't do anything. Like I want to be the example of someone who's like in their 60s and they're like, yo, that guy looks young and he's moving his body all the time and he's surfing like big ass waves, and like this guy's doing a 200 double unders in a row and he's 75, like that. If I get to the end of my life, hopefully I'll live a long time. If I get to the end of my life and that's what I did, then I will be very happy. If I got to the end of my life and I was like, well, I started Jump Rope Dudes and grew it into $100 million business, but I pretty much worked 60 hours a week and I didn't really do anything besides like film jump rope videos that was for my business. That wouldn't make me feel good because that's not what the point of Jump Rope Dudes is. Like the reason I started Jump Rope Dudes and the reason I started jumping rope was because I wanted to like test myself. Like what am I capable of as a human? Like we live in a world where as soon as you are out of college, you're told to have like realistic expectations. Don't do anything too crazy. Don't take any risks that are too big, or like if someone wants to get into something in their 30s, we're usually like, oh, okay, well you want to become a comedian at 35, like you should have started earlier. Or like you want to do MMA at 41, like you should have started earlier. You want to be a surfer at the age of 25, like you should have started when you were 5. Like, and so Jump Rope Dudes for me has always been this journey of like, no, fuck that. Like you can be any age and you can be in amazing shape and you can still go chase your dreams no matter what. So I think, when I talk about being an entrepreneur, like technically by definition, I am an entrepreneur because I started this business. I just don't really care about being respected in the business world as like, oh, do you know Dan from Jump Rope Dudes? Like he's got this, $50 million jump rope thing and their business does this much a month and whatever. Like, yeah, sure, I want to make a bunch of money so I can continue to live this way. But my whole purpose, I feel like, is making myself a better athlete and hopefully motivating you to do the same. And I know that if I put 110% into the content and the journey and making myself better and telling the story, that it will just make for a better YouTube channel and a better experience for the viewers. And it will also make me feel just increasingly more fulfilled and like I have purpose. I think if the end goal was just to like grow Jump Rope Dudes into a big business and sell it, that wouldn't really it just wouldn't make me as happy. Like it just as much as I want to say like that's my goal in life, it's just not. Yeah. Chaw, dude. So, and also, there's two ways. There's what's that saying? There's two ways to skin a cat. I could even make more money by just being 100% the jump rope dude and like not even worry about the business of growing jump rope dudes. So there's always the chance for that. I think what I'm saying though is I think I used to be more tied to the identity of like, hey, I started Jump Rope Dudes, and it's this really successful business, and we're growing, and we're going to expand, and everyone's going to know about it in the world. And now I just feel this calling of, Dan, whatever you feel in your heart, just let that out, and work out even harder, and go chase waves around the world that scare you, and that will test your athletic ability, and will test your endurance, and all of that. Like that has become my just main objective and purpose in life. So that's why I'm making a video about it. And by the way, I don't want to make it seem like I don't care about the business of Jump Rope Dudes. Of course I do. And we have an app and we sell jump ropes. Like that's the main way that we make money. And in the app, I obviously, we have all of our programs in there. I coach people in there. That's more of like the VIP zone if you want more accountability and accessibility to me. And we also, like I said, we have all of our like programs in there, like the dumbbell program, Jarity Max, like 3-month programs that can definitely help you lose weight. And I will continue to make new programs and improve the app so it's a better experience. But I think when I say I'm not interested in growing the business, I just mean that I'm not interested in hiring a bunch of people, having so many different streams of revenue that need to be managed, because I know that would take away from my true purpose, which is to just become a better athlete and share that. I also felt really guilty because, again, in Western society, when people are like, what do are you working? I feel like, especially as a guy too, it's like honorable to be like, yeah, dude, I'm a provider. I work 70 hours a week. And, I'm always just like talking about work at parties and I'm super into my work and it's what I do and I'm a man and blah, blah, blah. And I just don't get anything from that. Another thing that has always been a factor for me is whenever people would be like, dude, like, how's life? And I'd be like, oh, man, working so hard. Or if I'd talk to someone, I would try to inflate like what I was doing for work to make it seem like I was this like busy entrepreneur who was like crushing his goals, Gary V, #hustle, #grind set. But I'm just not. I'm not. Like, dude, in the month of October, I think I worked, and I mean worked as in like sat down and answered emails. In the month of October, I probably was on my computer for a total of 5 to 10 hours the whole month. Like most of October, I was filming myself jumping rope or surfing, or I was just driving through the jungle in southern Mexico just for hours, like looking for places to surf on a Tuesday, drinking coffee, drinking a beer on the way home, like, paddling, surfing for hours, and then, coming home, having a beer and crashing. And like, that was what I was doing on a Tuesday. And I used to feel all this guilt when, around being like, oh, no, I'm always working. Like, oh, I'm so busy with work. I'm so productive. And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm productive, but I'm productive at being an athlete because that's the thing I actually care about. Like, I don't, if I could make, like, I want to have enough money to live out the rest of my life being able to do this. But I don't need $100 million. Like, that's too much money. I don't buy, like, the most expensive thing I have is my house. Like, that's what I spent money on. But I don't drive nice cars. I don't wear fancy clothing. I try not to spend a lot of money at restaurants, but sometimes, it's tough, especially if you're taking a date out for a sick dinner. But I guess what I mean is, like, I value money because of the freedom that it allows you. I don't value money because I want to have tons of it and show people that I buy nice clothing and, like, have a nice car. Like, I don't give a shit about that. I want to show people, like, dude, that guy started surfing at 31 and he just went down like a 25-foot wave in Indonesia at 40 years old and is, like, totally in the barrel. Like, god damn, like, you have to be super athletic and fearless to do that. That to me is more like, that's what I should be chasing. That is what makes me feel alive, and that's what makes me feel purpose in this life. So I don't want to be confusing. The business of jump rope dudes is not going anywhere. But I think I just wanted to sort of open up with you guys that my main goal in life is not making money. And I feel super grateful that I even get to have, like, my way of making income is basically staying fit. Like, yes, I am proud of myself for creating this, but I also very much appreciate the people who watch and support this channel because I realize that without you, I wouldn't be able to fulfill my dream of being an athlete and pushing my body to its limits and spending all this time, training and trying to eat the right food and recovering and doing rest and all the little things I do to keep my body in good shape to perform. I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have people that supported the channel and everything. So thank you very much for doing that. I don't really know how to end this video, but so I'm going to end the video, but I want to leave you with... Okay, I'm going to end the video, but I want to leave you with this. If there is something in your life that you want to do, and you just have this irrational, like, you don't know why you want to do it, but you just want to. You're just like, I want to do that. That's my dream. I'm always going to be the person telling you, fucking do it. Like, do that. The thing that is burning a hole in your heart and your brain that you're like, that is who I am at my core, do that. Because life can be pretty long, but it's really short. And I'm not saying you have to quit your job and, all that stupid internet, like, quit your job and start, screw your 9 to 5, whatever, and, like, start your own business and become a self-made millionaire. That's not what I'm talking about. You can still have a full-time job and follow your dreams. I'm just saying, don't neglect that follow your dreams part. Whatever thing, it could be, you could make it your whole life or you could make it a hobby, whatever. The purpose of this video is to tell you, don't skip following your dreams. Whatever that is, make time for it because one day you are going to be dying and you're not going to care about money. You're not going to care about material things. The only thing you're going to care about is, did I do the thing that was deep inside of me? Like, did I actually take action on that thing, on my true self, the person that I really am inside? Did I let that out and express that to the world and not care what people are going to say? Or did I hold that in because of fear? Did I hold that in because I'm afraid of losing all my money or, not, just afraid of what other people are going to say, whatever. I will always be the person that's like, dude, that thing that you want to do so bad, do it. I don't care how ridiculous it is. Do that thing because in my opinion, that's the true juice and purpose of life is just being who you are and just being like, yo, this is what you get. This is how we're doing this. So I feel very lucky that I've been able to follow that path for myself. And my goal with this channel is to continue to help people realize that in themselves. So again, I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and let's talk about it in the comments. I'm very, obviously some of this content I've been making recently is very close to my heart, and so I want to chat about it in the comments, and also very open to any and all videos you would like me to make. And don't forget that you can get the best jump rope in the world with the link below. You already know. 60-day money back guarantee up in this bitch. But yeah, I am going to continue just busting my ass and working out all the time and trying to become a better surfer, a better jump roper, and just all around better athlete as I get older. So thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. See you on the next video.